I want to talk about the what appears to be a little bit of a controversy in professional sports, and this idea of taking a knee, and what it means, and the implications of that. And I'm going to start out with a quote from our president, our meaning if you're an American. If you're not, then it's not yours. He's not your president, but he is for those of us who are U.S. citizens. And this, I'm not going to bash Trump. In fact, there's no need to bash Trump because, whatever, it's irrelevant. Okay, so here's the quote that he said that really sort of jump-started this. If you've been breathing and paying attention to the media in any way, shape, or form, you'll know that he came out pretty hard. He was at a campaign event in Alabama, I believe, a rally. What stands out, of course, is a couple things. I'm just going to say this to you, okay, so you understand something. This guy, President Trump, swears like a sailor, a drunken sailor. He swears a lot. So I've been reading a lot about people that work for him. He swears all the time. They're mystified, not by how much he swears, and he particularly loves the F-bomb. So do I, by the way. But he particularly loves dropping the F-bomb. But they're mystified by the fact that he doesn't do it more often in public than he does. So that this sort of thing, where he's at a camping rally, he goes off script, or just a rally, he goes off script, and he swears like this. So that is, they're mystified that he doesn't do it more often. And knowing people who swear a lot, yeah, I'm mystified as well. And so swearing isn't inherently a problem. In fact, a lot of people are studying swearing, and it's kind of interesting what the kinds of things they're coming up with. But what he did right here was he really just dropped some gunpowder into a fire, so to speak, because, there are a lot of things happening behind this taking a knee issue, and he didn't make it any easier. And I do want to say, as someone who I think I'm very sober on these issues that we're talking about, I try not to take sides. I really don't take sides. I kind of like this guy. Actually, I mean, he's entertaining, that's for sure. And he's also dangerous. But then Obama was dangerous, and so there are lots of people who are dangerous. I don't know what the future holds, right? So people who think they do are on some kind of drug that I wish I could get a hold of, because we don't know what the future has in store. So this guy could end up being the most important president we've ever had. He might end up saving the world from nuclear annihilation, right? And he might end up causing it. I have no idea, but we don't know. So I just want to start there. One of the reasons that this jumps out is because this campaign rally was almost entirely white people. And now, can you go to the next slide? Coupled with his comments to these folks, these are some of the protesters in Charlottesville who came together as part of this alt-right movement. And so these are, white identify at different levels. Now, lots of people who are in this rally have different ideas about what it means to be alt-right or what it means to be part of the rally. Even people carrying a flag like a swastika would have different ideas. Two different people carrying a swastika could have two different ideas about what that means. And so it's really hard to say, however, Trump didn't call them sons of bitches. In fact, he did condemn them, but he didn't call them sons of bitches. And that doesn't go unnoticed. It doesn't go unnoticed. And here's a guy holding a swastika. Forget about, for a moment, this flag. This represents the annihilation of Jewish people on top of other groups, but the annihilation and the attempt to do that systematically. I mean, when you hold a swastika, y'all, you are like really, really making a serious statement. And so he didn't do that. He didn't say that about them. Next slide. So here they are with all their tiki torches out at night. So there's like 300 of them or so, right? And he didn't say it about them. And so understand, for the Trump people, the Trump supporters, you really need to understand this is a big issue, that he didn't say it about these folks. I'm not saying he should have, but that he didn't. He didn't call them sons of bitches. Next slide. Who he called sons of bitches, what do you notice about all these guys here? Go to the next one. What do you notice about most of these guys? Next one. Most of these guys, right? Most of them are black. Now look, I don't think, if you ask me, I don't know. I don't know the guy. I really just trying to be somewhere in the middle here, trying to be sober, trying to be, I don't think, I hear people saying, well, this Trump might be a white supremacist. I'm not thinking that at all. Not at all. I think it just he misses this idea that he's not calling these guys who really are calling symbolically for violence against particular groups of people and holding a swastika, y'all, like that's huge. And these other guys that I may disagree with them taking a knee, and I may disagree, I may argue that, hey, racism really isn't as bad as they think it is, things aren't as bad, the society isn't as troubled, and so on and so forth. I may disagree with that. And I could, and you can make a very good argument for that, right? But they're taking a moral stand on something where they're saying, we want more equality. We want more equality. And these guys on the other side, they're taking a moral stand that says, we want less equality because we think we're better. That's not what they're really saying. What they're really saying is we just want change. But so for the Trump supporters in here, you need to understand that's a really, really big crevice. I don't think he intended that. And I think he just spoke off the cuff because this is what he does, and this is why he's president, because he's so good at just going off script and saying stuff that people want to hear. But the problem is when people want to hear nothing but divisiveness, whether it's these guys here or the supremacists, white supremacists that rally, when we only want divisiveness, we're really running into a problem. We're running into a problem. Okay? Are we cool? Are we cool there? So I hear people saying just these, I'm actually not condemning Trump or supporting him. It's irrelevant to me. I'm just pointing out the complications of this. But I want to talk about this. And I want to talk about what's really behind all of this. So can we go with, oh, by the way, go to the next slide. Can I just, for those of you who think they're not respecting the flag by standing up in the national anthem or respecting the country, this isn't respecting the flag either. You can't lay the flag flat like that. Flags, to be respectful to the flag, it has to fly freely and up and vertically. It can hang down, but you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to put it on things that you're going to throw away. You don't do that. You just don't. And need I say, you don't put it on your underwear. You just don't. That's immensely disrespectful. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to make a pretty good argument that and this is more disrespectful than just bowing and taking a knee during the national anthem. I'm not going to do it because I don't have time for it, but I could do it. So I just also want to point that out. So just be aware as we are moving along on all these conversations about what is respectful, what isn't. And also I want to say about kneeling, one final thing. There is something about a flag that matters. And there's something about a national anthem. I don't know why it's sung at sporting events, but there's something about this thing that brings us together and calls for a certain amount of reverence. And so, taking a knee, it is It's a huge challenge, y'all, right? Like it's not just this thing that you do, but actually taking a knee, meaning that sitting down or whatever it is it's kind of a big deal. So it doesn't take a lot. You can make a pretty good argument to say that these players here are really being pretty disrespectful. So I'm trying to see this from lots of places. Okay, are we cool with that? Are you seeing that I'm trying to see this? You can make good arguments. So I could take any one of them and run with it. I'm just not going to. So if you're one of these people, and I'm seeing them all over social media or wherever, who thinks you have the answer and think you know exactly like what it is, it's like, come tell me, because I don't have the answer.